You open your banking app on a Tuesday morning. You've been doing this for years. Same ritual. Check the balance, feel the dread, close the app before it ruins your whole day. You've paid off $14,000 in debt over the last 3 years. You've sacrificed. You've said no to things. You've been responsible. And somehow, right now, you owe more than when you started. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why that's not your failure. It's by design. This is the debt cycle. Let me introduce you to Marcus. He's 31, earns $72,000 a year. Responsible guy. He doesn't go on wild shopping sprees. He doesn't have a gambling problem. He reads personal finance articles. He knows what a budget is. Marcus has $34,000 in debt, student loans, one credit card, and a car loan. He pays down the credit card, feels good, feels like progress. 3 months later, his transmission fails. Back on the card, $2,400. His rent goes up. He floats groceries on credit for 6 weeks while he adjusts. Another $800. He got a bonus at work, put $1,500 toward the loan, felt proud. That same month, his annual car insurance bill came due. He'd forgotten about it. $1,100 he didn't have sitting around. At the end of the year, Marcus has paid $6,000 toward his debt. He owes $32,800. This is the debt cycle's first mechanism. The drain is always running. Here's where it gets darker. The system didn't design debt to be repaid. It designed debt to be managed. Think about what happens when you make a minimum payment on a credit card. The bank isn't disappointed, it's delighted, because minimum payments are mathematically engineered to keep you in debt for decades. A $10,000 credit card balance at 22% interest, paid at minimums, takes over 30 years to clear and costs you nearly $20,000 in interest alone. You'll pay triple the original amount, not because you were irresponsible, because the product was designed that way. I call this the interest harvest. The moment you carry a balance, you stop being a customer, you become a crop. And the crop doesn't get to leave the field. Let me tell you about my friend Jennifer. She's a nurse, makes good money, has $28,000 in student loans and a credit card she's been fighting with for 6 years. She tried the debt avalanche method, the snowball method. She's read every article. She listens to the podcasts. Every time she gets traction, life happens. Her mom needed help. She flew home twice. Her certification renewal cost $800. Her apartment complex was sold to a new management company, and they raised rent by $340 a month. Jennifer isn't bad with money. She's just playing a game where the board keeps moving while she's trying to play her turn. This is the system's cruelest mechanic. It's not that the debt is too large. It's that life's expenses are too unpredictable to allow a straight line out. And unpredictability is not an accident. Variable rate loans, adjustable rents, insurance premiums that change without notice, these aren't bugs, they're features. They keep you in motion. Motion that never actually takes you anywhere. I want you to try something. Add up every debt payment you made last year. Every minimum payment, every extra payment, every lump sum you threw at a balance. Now add up every interest charge you paid on those same accounts. Be honest, look at the statements. For most people, the interest they paid last year was between 40% and 70% of what they paid toward principal. That means nearly half of everything you sacrificed, every dinner you didn't go to, every trip you didn't take, everything you said no to went directly to a bank's profit margin. You weren't paying off debt, you were renting debt. And if your emergency fund is empty while you're doing it, you're one unexpected expense away from going backwards, again. That's not a personal failure, that's a structural trap, because the system depends on you having no cushion. A cushion is dangerous. A cushion means you can wait, you can negotiate, you can say no. A cushion means you might not need the credit card. Here's what the debt cycle is actually designed to do. It keeps you liquid enough to function and stressed enough to stay compliant. You need the job to make the payments. You need the credit card because the job doesn't quite cover everything. You need the loan because the car got old and you needed a reliable way to get to the job that pays for the loan. Your landlord, your bank, your auto lender, your student loan servicer, they don't compete with each other. They cooperate, structurally, to consume your entire income before you can do anything interesting with it. And when you're one surprise expense away from a missed payment, you are predictable. You are manageable. You will not take the risk of starting something of your own. You will not negotiate aggressively for a raise. You will not walk away from a bad situation. You need that paycheck too much. So what actually breaks the cycle? Because this isn't about telling you debt is bad and to stop having it. You know debt is bad. The problem isn't knowledge. The problem is the structure. First, stop treating debt payoff and savings as opposites. The conventional wisdom says pay off high-interest debt before saving anything. That advice ignores human reality. If you have zero cushion and something goes wrong, you borrow again, every time, and you go backwards. A $1,000 emergency fund isn't a luxury, it's the circuit breaker that stops the debt cycle from resetting every time life moves. Second, understand the difference between attacking debt and servicing it. Minimum payments service debt. They keep the bank comfortable. Attacking debt means directing every available dollar at the smallest or highest rate balance until it's gone, then redirecting that payment to the next one. The difference isn't just mathematical, it's psychological. You need a win. Wins change behavior. Third, stop making debt payoff a sacrifice and start making it a system. Willpower runs out, systems don't. Automate transfers, make the minimum payments automatic, then create a separate automatic transfer, even $50 a month, that goes directly to principal the day after payday, before you can see it, spend it, or decide against it. And finally, build the cushion before you sprint. 3 months of expenses in savings is not a reward you get after becoming debt-free. It's the prerequisite for becoming debt-free without going backwards again. Without it, you're running a race on a treadmill, moving fast, getting nowhere. The debt cycle is real, it is sophisticated, and it is not accidental. But it is also not inescapable. The people who get out aren't more disciplined than you. They aren't luckier. They stopped believing the problem was personal. They started seeing the structure. And once you see the structure, you can stop fighting yourself and start working around the machine. The goal isn't to be debt-free as fast as possible. The goal is to stop being controlled by debt. There's a difference. And the moment you're not controlled by it, when you have the cushion, when you have the system, when the debt is shrinking and something is finally being built, everything changes, because then you're not a crock anymore. If this resonated and you want to keep learning how to see the systems that control your money and how to actually dismantle them, subscribe. Every week, we go deeper on the psychology and mechanics behind why your money does what it does. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.